the legend of the Kon-o-Gator.
The story we're about to tell is a legend that's been retold over the years. It's been told since I've been to camp, back many, many years ago, at least 30. And it's been retold even before that. So now, be prepared to hear the legend.
Miss Oliver, did you hear about all those alligator sightings?
Yeah, there's a ton in the news lately, especially with this pandemic going on. They must be really hungry. Over the years, we have collected lots of information about special reports containing alligator sightings in Pennsylvania. I'm sure you've probably seen some of them on the news. In particular, we have paid close attention to the reports coming out of the Conquenessa Creek, which is right beside and a part of Camp Connequi. So we've compiled the articles, we've researched, we've diligently interviewed lots of different people, past and present, so that we could bring this story to you today. There are two tribes that are native to the region of Beaver County and Camp Connequi. And those two tribes, the Iroquois Indian tribe and the Delaware tribe, or as some have been known to call them, the Lenape tribe. There came a time in the history of this area that there was flooding along the banks of the river and the crops went bad and they just had horrible weather, and all the tribes in the area were suffering and a huge famine spread over the area.
Does everyone know what famine means? A famine means a shortage of food. So the tribes were desperate. They went everywhere searching for food. They hunted and they couldn't find anything. They looked everywhere and they were super desperate. They also felt that if they didn't find any food, they were going to starve.
So they searched high and low for food, and one day, much to their happiness, they followed some mysterious tracks that they had never, ever seen before or noticed, and found a
nest. Big, ginormous
nest that had the biggest eggs they had ever seen. They weren't normal eggs. They were like, I don't know, ostrich eggs or dinosaur eggs even. They couldn't believe their luck. They were so happy. They grabbed the eggs and they ran back to their village to celebrate. They presented the eggs to the tribe and they held a festival. And they ate and ate. Everyone in the whole tribe had plenty to eat, and they still had eggs left over. So they carefully stored them in their longhouse for safekeeping. They wouldn't want their rival tribe, the Lenape, to get a hold of them.
The next morning, after their big festival, they woke up to discover that all the remaining eggs were gone. All of them vanished.
The Iroquois were gravely angry, and they called a meeting down by the river, but not just any meeting, a war meeting. they were going to battle it out.
So the tribes decided that at night they were going to meet by the river and battle. They couldn't take it anymore. They were fighting, and this was going to put a stop to it. So one night, they both went down to the river. It was dark, and all you could see was the outline of their bodies and their fire torches. They could hardly see a thing, but they came face to face. Here's a reenactment of the battle.
You got my eggs. I got the eggs.
Just as they were about to fight it out, there was a brilliant flash of light. Both sides of the tribes ran to the river, only to find 2 sets of moccasins laying there. No people. The tribes knew then and there that this was not a human that caused this. They now had 2 missing Native Americans, one from each tribe. Missing, gone in a flash into the river. It had to be something else.
When the 2 tribes approached the river, what they saw was horror to their eyes. They saw 2 red eyes floating along the shallow edges of the river. They were horrified, and it was something they'd never seen before.
It was a dangerous beast. It looked like the biggest alligator type reptile they had ever seen. But they weren't native to the area. They didn't belong here. How did this get there? They ran as fast as they could back to their camps. The next day, the 2 tribes gathered their thoughts and they band together to have a search party to truly investigate what was going on. For the first time in many, many years, they were working together. The 2 tribes followed a trail of animal prints down along the riverbank of the Kon-o-Gator River. As they approached the banks in the broad daylight, they once again discovered an alligator, a Kon-o-Gator, along the Kon-o-Gator River. Legend has it, after heavy rain on a foggy night or a foggy morning, people have spotted the Kon-o-Gator along the banks of the Kon-o-Gator River, right by Camp Conaquee, Spencer. So when you're hiking and you're exploring, keep your eyes open for the wildlife. Some native and some not so native to the region. We decided in quarantine to meet at the river to investigate some of the reported trails and things, tracks that have been occurring, especially now that not a lot of people are around. So we went around to do some research on the area, and here's what we found. my gosh, that's right by where they saw the nest the other day. Thanks for listening to our story